How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we were back with Star Trek, and it's the Menagerie Part II. And now this was supposed to be last week, but I was actually very much under the weather, really down with a bad case of the flu. I still have a tiny bit of it in my throat. You might hear it in the voice slightly. Um, but yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it or edit it, so that was why there was no reaction last week. But we are back. It's a two-parter, so it's the second part. So we're heading towards Talos 4. Spock kind of took control of the ship, kind of went AWOL. We also had the return of Captain Pike, which was really cool. Although unfortunate that we don't have Jeffrey Hunter back playing the role. And obviously Spock, yeah, he's like could be sentenced to death for what he's done. So they're kind of in court last we'd seen. There was a couple of flashbacks as well um, to the pilot episode, which was cool. I thought maybe lingered a little too long, but some people have explained in the comments that this episode had never been aired before. So when they saw it, I think it was like in the 80s or something. So this was all fresh material when they saw it when it first aired. So that made sense. But yeah, just curious to see how things go from here. What part maybe that Pike plays in it, and how Spock gets out of the situation he finds himself in. But guys, there will be a full uncut reaction to this as well. That'll be on my Patreon page. Leave a link in the description. You can check that out if you'd like to support the channel further. And just a big shout out to my patrons, to Ravi, to JM63, to Mary, to Blaze, to Jared, to Jenny, to Gigi Gooding, and to Mihal. Thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate it. But with that said, let's watch Star Trek Season 1, Episode 12, The Menagerie Part 2.
Don't stop me. Don't let him stop me. It's your career and Captain Pike's life.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Kirk's career, yeah, his role as captain is going to be gone after this. Menagerie Part 2.
Starfleet has ordered no contact with Talos 4. They made no exceptions.
You have no choice, sir. The Keeper has taken over control of our screen. Do you understand, sir?
I always remember this reminded me of Beneath the Planet of the Apes, where they were like that mind. They can speak with using their minds, trying to manipulate him. Underground as well, like when Brent and Nova went down.
Can you hear me? All right, then, telepathy. You can read my mind, I can read yours. Now, unless you want my ship to consider capturing me an unfriendly act.
You'll now see the primitive fear-threat reaction against the transparency.
I remember anticipating everything you would do.
There's a way out of any cage, and I'll find it.
Despite its frustration, the creature appears more adaptable than our specimens from other planets.
I'd forgotten that they said that they'd bought others here before, like other specimens. I liked that doctor actually. It's you saw it in the previous episode, but in the pilot, he had a great chat with Pike in his ready room, where Pike was talking about maybe leaving, going back home. Try to remember, was she the commander? Locks on a try. The actress who plays her.
I read most strongly a recent death struggle in which...
Hurry! It's deserted. There'll be weapons and perhaps food.
I was in a cage, a cell, in some kind of a zoo. I must still be there.
A brilliant deduction by Captain Pike, gentlemen. Yes, he was still inside his cell. But knowing that couldn't help him. It'd make him live any place, any time, any situation they wished.
It's kind of like the Nexus a bit in Generations.
Taste.
Sure, it's kind of funny because this weekend I'm planning to watch King of Kings. I have it on Blu-ray with Jeffrey Hunter as Jesus Christ. Oh god. Impaled from both sides. Did he sleep?
Who is she? Why have they stopped the images?
Because they know that Captain Pike is fatigued. We can reconvene later.
Then they care about the captain.
If you'll be patient, sir, the answers to your questions...
You're forgetting you're on trial, Spock. You will answer all questions put to you.
Brett, we'll have to wait and see it there.
The man who's on trial is dictating the trial.
You've always wanted very badly.
Or do they do more than just watch me? Do they feel with me, too?
War.
thousands of centuries ago.
That's why it's so barren up there?
Planets only now becoming able to support life again. They create an illusion for you. They watch you react, feel your emotions. They have a whole collection
Or
of
like
specimens.
I'm episode of Next Generation, Allegiance, where Picard and three other people are taken to this kind of holding center. They're just like, the whole thing is them observing the reactions, the scenarios that Picard and these others are put under.
Then you were captured as breeding stock.
Why?
Much more, Captain.
It must be tough for Pike looking back at this as well. Not just because, you know, what happened, but what he once was, like in terms of how he looks like, you know what I mean? As I said, like Kirk, you know, a man of action, you know.
And if I prefer...
To starve, you overlook the unpleasant alternative of punishment.
Jesus. Forgot about that.
If you continue to disobey, from deeper in your mind, there are things even more unpleasant. Species interesting.
The primitive thoughts put up a block you can't read through.
It became necessary to attract a mate. With the female now properly conditioned.
You mean properly punished? I'm the one who's not cooperating. Why don't you punish me?
First, an emotion of protectiveness. Now, one of sympathy. Excellent.
Back in a Western, you could say, in some ways. Let's give him the hat. I like that, even though like we're in the well into the future, that we still have kind of these beautiful nature and scenery.
Sorry, I don't have any... Back in my cage, it seemed for a couple of minutes that our keeper couldn't read my thoughts.
They can't read through primitive emotions.
Wild little animal.
I'm beginning to see.
Should have a lot of the episode in this one. But again, I understand, I mean, because people hadn't seen it.
And slave girl?
Kirk's probably thinking like, oh, I wouldn't mind getting with her, you know, thinking of potential mates he might have had.
Tempted Captain Pike with the Earth woman they held in captivity, and as she appeared to him in many forms, each more exciting than the last.
So you know the others there are also observing his reaction. That could...
If our measurements and readings are an illusion also, one could find oneself materialized inside solid rock.
Oh, okay, yeah. Only two people now, and they go into the cage. Weird to see Spock that animated, isn't it?
Captain already picked me.
Picked her. For what? I don't understand.
Now there's a fine choice for intelligent offspring.
You now have a selection.
These two he has established a rapport and a relationship with, so it's different with them. Don't remember that.
You stop the solution or I'll twist your head off.
Obviously they wanted those phasers out of there and felt that eventually he might be able to get...
On the other hand, I've got a reason. I'm willing to bet you've created an illusion this laser is empty. Just blasted a hole in that window and you're keeping us from seeing it. You want me to test my theory out on your head?
Captain?
It seems the Telosians have deserted you.
I thought maybe that was all the information or memory that they had
Well,
to store.
Mr. Spock.
Signal you want them to wait. Captain, please. It's your life now.
Yes.
Holy shit.
I must also vote guilty as charged.
Guilty.
Oh,
As charged.
God.
Sir, we're entering orbit Talos 4.
Talos controls the vessel now, sir. As they did 13 years ago. Oh.
Maybe they want Pike back and they won't release the ship without getting Pike back.
Life.
Look, I'll make a deal with you. You and your life for the lives of these two Earth women.
Do you intend to destroy yourselves?
What is that?
The weapon is building up an overload, a forced chamber explosion.
We had not believed this possible. The customs and history of your race, even when it's pleasant and benevolent, you prefer death. This
We like to dictate our destiny.
It means that they can't use you. You see why I can't go with you.
This is the female's true appearance.
Everything works. But they had never seen a human. They had no guide.
And that's kind of similar to him now, isn't it? He's kind of where he is now. Like, he was obviously
It was necessary.
physically not well.
Her desire to stay is an honest one.
You'll give her back her illusion of beauty.
Oh, they might do the same. Maybe they would do the same for Pike.
Prepare for hyperdrive.
All decks are ready, sir.
Engage.
What the hell?
Are my thought transmissions. The Commodore was never aboard your vessel. Mr. Spock had related to us your strength of will. It was
Holy
thought the
shit.
fiction of Captain Pike is welcome to spend the rest of his life with us, unfettered by his physical body.
I did say that they might do something to Pike, like to make him look the way he once did before his severe injuries. But I didn't see the thing about the Commodore being an illusion.
Listen, you could have come to me and explained.
Ask you to face the death penalty, too.
But what happens now? Is he still going to face...
Message from Steve Images from Talos 4. In view of historic importance of Captain Pike in space exploration, Order 7 prohibiting contact Talos 4 is suspended this occasion. No action contemplated against Spock.
Okay, a nice neat little package there. But does Pike want to go?
Chris, do you want to go there?
Jeez, that was quick. But you know what, if that's what Pike wanted, then I'm kind of happy for him, you know? Okay, that was the Menagerie Part 2, and it's kind of tough to grade this episode. Like, I think this was a good episode, but you know, in some ways now I'm kind of regretting that I did watch the pilot first, because I think if I hadn't seen the pilot, seeing a lot of the stuff with Pike fresh for the first time, it would have worked differently. Because as I said, it's hard, even though I get why they did it the way they did it, but from my point of view, it's tough to try and erase the idea that it's like a clip show. You know what I mean? I was always kind of hoping for it to get back to the present day with them in the trial, in the court case. But I do like the idea that, like, how it flipped from the Tellurians being this race of kind of, you know, keeping you in control, you know, this destiny that us as humans seek out. Like when they said, like, we had no idea that you loathed captivity so much. But it's interesting how then at the very end, how it comes back around where they actually, you know, Pike is gladly seeks out that route now, you know what I mean? And they can do this they can provide a happier life for him now, where obviously before it wouldn't work. So I really like the idea of that. Yeah, I guess I would have liked a little more of the court, kind of Spock and Kirk deliberating over him having to face the death trial. A little more kind of the implications of that might have been nice. But as I said, it's a tough one to grade, because I think it's a good episode, it's a very good episode, but just because of the fact that I'd seen the pilot first, it makes it probably prevents me from enjoying it more than I probably should as an episode, because I think it was a very good episode. But for those of you that obviously didn't see this that didn't see the pilot until after you saw the Menagerie, wherever the rank for you among your favourite episodes, would love to hear your thoughts on it. And again, just a little pity that Jeffrey Hunter couldn't come back to reprise the role as Pike. I think if he could have, he would have had a speaking role, I think, definitely. So that was a bit of a shame. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments your thoughts on the Menagerie Part 2, and I'll see you next week for another edition of Star Trek on Sci-Fi Saturday. But until then, guys, Slán go fóill.